Hello. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me here today, or whenever it is that you listen to this update. My name is Peter Moore. I'm the president and CEO of Chen Moore and Associates, and I'm here to give you a company update. And instead of sending an email, I wanted to do a little video here so that you could hear my intonation, understand some of my thoughts. I even got a haircut for you guys. I shaved on a Friday. It's very important. But let's jump into the presentation. As I mentioned, I've been sending a number of staff all emails with updates. I think this is a little bit more personal, and I hope that you like it. Today, we're going to go over three important topics. We're going to go over the latest COVID 19 policies. We're going to go over the July 9th, 2022 cyber attack. We're going to go over some upcoming compensation reviews and adjustments, and I want to set the general tone for all of those. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to your office leaders or managers, and obviously, all the executives and the board members are here to help you whenever you need. So obviously, COVID 19, it's something that isn't going away. It's here to stay. For those that have been with us since the beginning, back in March of 2020, you know that I've probably sent, actually, I think I've sent exactly 14 staff-wide updates relating to COVID 19 and our adherence to policies. Our attendance policy is unchanged. Obviously, we want people to be working in a collaborative manner, so inside the office as much as possible. But we realize many folk have elected to work remotely. We have a number of workers that work completely remotely, and we have some that work in a hybrid fashion. So in each case, it's always very important that you speak with your office leaders about that. Additionally, masks are not currently mandatory in any of our offices. However, you are more than welcome to wear a mask if you ever feel uncomfortable. We're never going to discourage personal safety. I think it's really important because the next thing I wanted to talk about is personal responsibility. Just as recently as last night, the CDC guidelines changed. It's funny, I did a draft presentation that I sent out to the executives for them to take a quick look at it. And in between the time that I recorded that video and this, the CDC guidelines have changed. But that doesn't change the need for personal responsibility. If you don't feel well, please don't come to the office. Please don't expose yourself to others. If you've been exposed to someone who you think has a high likelihood of transmitting you COVID, please don't come to the office. That goes back to the link that you see there. That's a step-by-step way of taking a look at the different items in which you have different exposures or if you test positive to COVID and how you should be treated. That's how we're utilizing our system, is we're utilizing the CDC guidelines. There's two items in there that go through quarantining versus isolating. As of yesterday, quarantining has become much less important. But quarantining is if you were exposed to someone who was positive, and isolation is for those that have actually tested positive. So those are the two different terms there. I suggest that everyone take a look at this link, or just go to cdc.gov, and there's a big coronavirus link right there in front of you. We're going to continue, as I mentioned before, COVID is not going away, and we're going to continue to allow for people to express themselves about being personally responsible or having personal concerns. We're going to be distributing some company bands. These are going to be little orange bands that you can wear around your wrist. That is to signify to others that you're not interested necessarily in shaking hands or hugging or giving a kiss on the cheek, that you want to have a respectful amount of distance maintained from you. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to be providing desk markers. They're going to be little cones that we can put on people's desks so that people know that when they're walking within 6 feet of that person's desk, that they also are concerned about that. The whole idea here is that you have some things that people can see, that you don't have to constantly repeat yourself and constantly make yourself feel like you're putting yourself out there just for wanting your own personal safety. Cyber attack. This is a new one for us. As you know, the attack was detected on July 9th, 2022. Immediately that day, we went into action. The IT team immediately jumped onto things, and we notified our cyber insurance company, which put in place a team of professionals to help us. I want to thank many, many, many times over. I want to thank Bill and Michael for all their help. I want to thank Vinny and Jimmy and Todd and others for their work in order to get the offices back up and running. Where we're at right now is we're mostly operational. Obviously, there's still some small customizations and other customized things, that reports and other things that we need to make sure get back online. But what we're planning on right now is in the next 2 weeks we're going to have to after action report and plan, so that way we lay out a many step process for our software, our hardware, and our procedures in order to be upgraded to not have this repeat again. We have ongoing intrusion monitoring. It's currently happening by a third party, but we're going to be engaging a contract to have that go for another year. So we have ongoing intrusion monitoring to minimize the impacts of anything that happens. We've obtained counsel, cyber counsel. Didn't even know that existed until this incident. But we've obtained cyber counsel, and we're going to be going ahead and doing notifications to all of our clients. Even though we don't have any indication that any of their data was compromised, we feel it's prudent in order to show that we're being very truthful and forthright with our clients. And last but not least, we're going to have 1 year of personal identity monitoring. I'm going to go into that here in a second. On July 27th, 2022, we learned that an unauthorized party may have obtained certain employee information. There was certain employee information that we kept on the file server that could potentially impact us. We have absolutely no reports of identity theft or misuse of personal information for this purpose as a result of this incident. Nevertheless, CMA secured credit monitoring services for eligible employees. That's all employees that were hired at the time, and will be sending out formal written notice regarding the incident by the end of the month. Later today, I'll be sending out, and for those that don't read this, get this video right away, that's August 12th, 2022. I'm going to be sending out an email with additional precautionary measures that you can take to protect your personal information. We are treating this incredibly seriously, although we have absolutely no indication that any information is out there. Last but not least, our compensation reviews and adjustments. Every employee that was hired before January 1st, 2022 will receive a compensation review. A compensation review is separate from the performance review. And some employees that were hired since January 1st, 2022 will also be receiving a compensation review if you were to receive a promotion or if there was some conditions on your hiring. This compensation review goes through things that include total compensation. That's your base salary and your bonus. The benefits that include things like the company paid portion of your health insurance, the company matched your 401k, and many other ways in which your total take-home package, your total compensation, is much, much more than just the salary that you make. Since 2015, CMA has had annual increases at CPI or greater. So even though inflation is so high right now, since 2015, we've combined for way more than what is CPI has increased over that time. And this year in particular, it was very important for the executive committee and for the board as we prepared our budget to foresee potential inflation and local increases, and we budgeted accordingly. So as a result, the minimum raise that anyone's going to get is going to be 6%. Many people will get something greater than 6%, and if you don't get greater than 6%, that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Remember, that's the reason why we separate our performance reviews from our compensation reviews. The idea is that your own performance is reviewed in your performance review, and the compensation that may be a result of what you're doing, great or not great, but most likely as a result of the market overall, is going to be determined in your compensation review. So I wanted to make sure everyone knew we understand exactly how important being able to deal with inflation and local market conditions are. We absolutely feel that this is very important, and obviously each one of these is individually going to be spoken to you with your office leader or manager as those compensation reviews take place. Again, I really wanted to thank everyone for their hard work, their patience, and their flexibility during these unprecedented times. We have a very bright future and even better people. Today we summarized our COVID-19 policies. We went through the July 9th, 2022 cyber attack, and we have talking about our upcoming compensation reviews and adjustments. Overall, I wanted to set a tone so that we have, so that all the office leaders and managers have a way in order to speak with everyone and make sure that you all understand where we were coming from the top of the company. Thank you all. I'm always very happy to be able to speak with each and every one of you, and I look forward to great things in the future. Thank you very much. Take care.